Hi folks, hope you're doing well. Just a quick video after the Man United drew with Leeds tonight. I watched most of it. I think I missed about the last 3 minutes of it. That's about it really. Or less than that actually. I missed about 2 minutes of it at the end. But yeah, I have to say again, I think Ten Hag's decision to play Garnacho, big mistake. Well, because if Rashford has been doing so well on the left, why move Rashford over to the right to fit in Garnacho, especially if Sancho has come back? Yeah, if Sancho is back now and playing, bring Sancho on, or bring Palestri on the right. Yeah, or if you have to play Garnacho, put him on the right. Because again, I mean, I actually said to God, part of the way through that game, certainly, 10 minutes into the second half, probably. No, before that, actually. About halfway through the first half, I said to God, with Garnacho, if he dives again, get him booked. Disgusting, the amount of times that Garnacho dived. To try and get a free kick and stuff. Like, no. He got a free kick once through diving, and he just kept on diving. It's like... I mean, to me, a lot of people say, oh, but he's young. Give him a chance. How many chances should someone have because they're young? If they're good enough, then they're good enough. And at the moment, he isn't good enough. In that first half, he came up against a defender who basically had him in his pocket, and he couldn't figure out how to play against him. He just couldn't do it. Every time he got the ball, the defender basically won it. Pretty much nearly every time in that first half. As an attacking player, you've got to do better. You do. And I'm going to bring in another Brazilian now and say again, Fred. Oh my God. If we had a decent attacking midfield centre who could actually, put it this way, if we had Scholes, a 26-year-old Scholes in place of Fred, we would have won that game. The amount of chances that Fred had, the amount of shots that Fred had, and just comfortably passing it back. Varane, another player, had a header and just basically headed it straight to the goalkeeper's arms. The finishing from these players is awful. Absolutely awful. And it has been for a long time. Same as the crossing. The crossing is terrible. The amount of times that they cross the ball and it goes to an opponent, it's nearly every time. Weghorst was on for the first half. The service he got was just ridiculous. There was nothing for him to use. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. The crossing was awful. Whether it's Shaw, whether it's Fernandez, whether it's Daigle, it doesn't matter. It's just awful. They have to improve upon that. If they want to be seen as, a team that could be challenging for the title, they have to improve upon that. They really do, because it just isn't good enough. Marcus Rashford got a goal and Sancho got a goal. Okay, cool. But Sancho wasn't started and Rashford was started on the wrong side. So therefore the first half was basically thrown away, wasn't it? Really. And one has to say Shaw in the first half was absolutely awful. Second half he did better. He did a lot better. He was more fired up in the second half for it. But even the first goal by Leeds, again, Martinez did what so many defenders do. A player is about to shoot, so instead of actually trying to get his body in the way, he moves himself away so the ball can't hit his arm in case it's a penalty. Get your body in the way. If it hits your arm, okay, it's a penalty. At worst, it's a penalty, right? You might even get sent off. But if you keep your arm close to your body, it won't be a penalty and you can't be sent off. So put your body in the way of the ball. Yeah? Too bothered about a penalty. I saw Lindelof do it for ages and Shaw do it. So, stop doing that. It's so annoying. You're letting the player cross a ball or shoot a goal because you'd rather, not be done for handball. What? Who's teaching that to the players? That's stupid. And they're going to stop teaching that because it's utterly ridiculous. It really, really is. Just ridiculous teaching that crap. Yeah, they're going to stop doing that. Yeah. They're gonna do so much better. And even the point where Leeds, they were on it today. Certainly at the start, they were fast in their attacks. They were fast in their tackling and their pressing. United were quite poor again in both areas, certainly in their attacks. United are so crap at the moment. Again, I think they've been fortunate. They played against teams that were quite easy to beat recently. Nottingham Forest and Reading. But they're still in the mindset they were in previously, that when you get the ball, make sure you keep the ball and just make sure you keep the ball, basically. Rangnick was trying to get them to attack quickly. Boom, 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 get the ball forward, shoot quickly before the other team can actually get back and get into position to stop you. If that's what they're going to do to you, you've got to do that to them. Like many times during that game today, I was just shouting at the TV saying, put a tackle in. Cruncher, crunch, crunch, crunch. Put a hard tackle in. That's what they're doing to you. Do it back. And then when the midfield two of Leeds have got carded, come on, run against them. Take the ball past them. Get them to tackle you. Get them to make a tackle where they get sent off. Because they're making some dodgy tackles. And in the latter part of the game, they're getting tired. Because they're getting tired, run at them. Get the ball to your front players, run at them. The problem is, none of them wanted to run at them. What they wanted to do was just pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball. At one point, Sancho did actually get past the player. And knocked the ball in. Guess who it went to? Fred. So it was a comfortable save for the goalkeeper. Yeah. I do, however, owe an apology to Aaron Wan-Bissaka because the commentator was saying today about the way that Ten Hag is setting up, and suddenly I realised, good point. That's a good point, actually. Yes, you made a very good point. Because he was saying that Ten Hag is now set up the same way as Pep. That when they're on the ball, he has one of his left backs coming into midfield to strengthen the midfield. And I've done so many videos talking about Wan-Bissaka saying, why is he playing as an inside right? Well, that's why. Because the manager has told him to do so. Okay. If the manager has told him to do so, then I will have to change my view and say, because I did say, if the manager has told him to play there, then he's played well. And so, actually, that's the point. A lot of people are saying now, isn't it weird? People are saying that Aaron Wan-Bissaka was out. He wasn't good enough. Daigle was the new shiny boy. Because previously I was saying Daigle was absolute crap. Daigle would be sold. And Wan-Bissaka was the man. Then Wan-Bissaka wasn't the man and Daigle was. And now Wan-Bissaka is the man and Daigle isn't. Yeah. It's weird. So, it's what it is. I mean, certainly I think for Man United, they've got a good first 11. when all players are back, they've got a very good first 11 that can challenge any team and probably beat any team. If you're going first 11 versus first 11, they can stand up against any team, yes. But, like a lot of the teams, they've only got a first 11. I mean, crazily, Man United brought in one player in January, that was Sabitzer. And that was, I think, because of Casemiro's card, was it? Don't know. Casemiro might have been carded after that, the red card. But I think because there was always a chance, if we lose Casemiro, we're in big trouble. But we've actually got, at the moment, Casemiro out for 3 games, 2 more games now. McTom is injured. Van der Beek is injured. And Eriksson is injured. Van der Beek and Eriksson injured long term. McTom out for goodness how long. Don't know. So, yeah. Yeah, other teams brought in a couple of players. Yeah, but United's squad is thin. Very thin. But to be honest, I said so in the summer, and I said it was going to be because you had, I think, 5 players, was it, who went on free transfers. When you lose 5 players for nothing, you're going to replace 5. It was obvious that was not going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen. And 3 of those were midfielders. No, 4. No, because obviously Lingard would be counted as forward. But you have Pogba, Matic and Mata. All left on a free. So badly managed has that club been. And, yeah, at the moment, I'd certainly say, pointing out the Brazilians, I mean, for goodness sake, you've got Garnacho, who I think is seriously overrated. So far, I've seen glimpses of ability with him, where he uses his speed and his energy. He comes on a sub when the other team is knackered and uses that to his ability. He's done that a few times. When he starts, he's been really average and most often taken off because he's underperformed. When he comes on, it means that Rashford has to play on the right, so that's really bad for the team. So that's one Brazilian. Then you've got Fred, who sometimes actually does play well. Sometimes. Today, I don't know what his job was at all. I mean, so many times Fred has a laziness with regards to his passing. And today that laziness was back. Put it this way, could Fred have played the way he plays alongside Roy Keane? The answer is no. Keane would have beat the crap out of him after the game. In the change room. They would have come to blows. The amount of time that Fred just plays a lazy pass that goes to an opponent. Because he just... And he gets caught in possession again because he's just not quick enough and he's just... When you're talking about an exodus, a lot of people are saying about McTominay will probably be sold. No, get rid of Fred. You'll make more money from Fred. He costs 50 million. You're going to lose. But that 50 million is gone. So you'll probably make more money from Fred than you would from McTominay. Get rid of him. Because he just isn't good enough. And I don't think he will be. And so there's Garnacho, there's Fred, 2 Brazilians, and Anthony. So I think Anthony will be still there next season. But I think at the end of next season he'll be sold. I just don't think he's good enough. Not in any way, shape or form. I just don't think he's good enough. He's nowhere near direct enough. And, the problem with United is they haven't really got a natural finisher right now. Not a really good quality natural finisher. Yeah, Rashford's doing okay. He's doing better than what he has been. But he's not what you would consider to be a natural finisher. You certainly wouldn't put him as a number 9. He's not that. They haven't got anyone who could play there. But if you're playing, Weghorst, then yeah, if you're playing him, you've got to get the ball in, and you've got to get the ball in quickly, and you've got to support him, because when you get the ball to him on his feet, he's looking to lay the ball off to you. He will come deep so you can go into that gap. Ante doesn't seem to do that. Now, to me, I would say with Sancho back, when Ante does come back, which he would, he's got a little injury, but he'll come back. And so, to me, he's got to deliver now. He's had chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. And he's been failing to deliver now. He had a reasonably decent game the other week. Was it the Reading game? I mean, look at the level, though. That was Reading. But yeah, he had a decent enough game there. I mean, you can only play against who you're playing, I suppose. But yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. I mean, certainly, if the club gets sold. Yeah, if it gets sold, and it gets sold to owners who are willing to put money back into the club that comes from the club. So basically, all the money that comes from revenue goes back into the club in some way. Then, yeah, great. But then they can start looking at maybe competing with the top teams. But at the moment, they need a massive investment in the stadium, in the training facilities, and in players. Because it's okay having a good first 11, but on the bench today, it just wasn't good enough. Even though Sancho came off and scored. Yeah. Yeah. So, I think for this season, I think they're doing okay. Yeah. Yeah. One thing I do know from my own personal point of view is I've got to stop watching football. Like, I do get too annoyed, especially with the slack passing, and yeah, I can get a bit annoyed with that. So there you go. You take care. God bless. Speak to you soon. Have a fantastic rest of the week. Be a blessing and be blessed. Bye bye.